Everybody, how's it going? It's been a bit since I've been able to do some videos. I'll break in easy again here with just some new product stuff. I've been on the road a lot for 2019. Almost 4.5 months of the year was spent on the road doing things for you folks. Had a great time doing it. Got to work with a lot of great people. Looking forward to doing the same for 2020. So I had several people come up to me at TCIA this year talking about some stuff from FTC, really high praises. So we're bringing some of their product line on. The only thing I'm missing is their lowering devices, which we will have, and we'll do a video on those when I get some in stock. I've got one out being tested in the field with Mike Tady out in Pennsylvania. He was really pleased with it. So we'll talk more about that later. But so the first thing we're going to bring on, Giorgio Fiore. I know a lot of you are big fans of rigging rings. They do have their place in the toolbox. They're in the right application. They're a great device. So this is Giorgio's take on what he wanted out of a rigging ring. Clearly you can see that the tread is much bigger than the standard ones where we're splicing the rope onto there. Two reasons why I like this one, and I'll show you real quick just in the setup, is you can sling this two different ways. But the thing that I really like is I don't have a ring dedicated to a sling. One of my Deadeye slings I can just attach to this ring very easily. So one way you can do it is just girth hitch it right in the tread, and then we'll be running our rigging line through there as with traditional set of rings. All right. Another option is we can pull all 97 feet of this Deadeye sling through. And we can sling it in that configuration and run our rigging line over this much more favorable bend radius. And there's absolutely enough clearance in there. I could get away running 5/8 if I chose to in this rigging setup. So to me, those are two great benefits, is that modularity and the application that you can choose. Running it through there with the girth hitched around here, or girth hitch it over the tread and run your rigging line through here. So that's a Fiore rigging ring. And we will be making our Deadeye slings with a larger eye, because I prefer that when you're tying your cow hitch, you're actually terminating on the eye and not the throat of your splice berry. So we'll probably be going to 16-inch eye links for our Deadeye slings going forward from Iron Street. So clearly that'll add a tiny bit of cost to the sling, because there'll be a little bit more material, but it'll only be a foot of material. So it should be good to go there. All right, next up, everybody was hot for this. It's another version of a chainsaw lanyard from FTC. It's got plenty of reach, okay? This is a vinyl type of material with a Kevlar core. It is a breakaway lanyard, so at 90 kilograms, roughly 200 pounds, this will part and break away if your saw gets stuck in the kerf or what have you. And it's just a nice, simple girth hitch this on your chainsaw. Yeah, this isn't going to be good for your 50cc and larger saws. You're not supposed to be hanging big saws off your harness anyway. This would be for your top handles, maybe up to a 260 kind of thing. So that's the new lanyard from FTC. What I like is just, it's nice and compact. I don't want a bunch of dangly lanyard hanging off of my harness. This mitigates that. I'm really pleased with this. So a lot of the competitions I've been working at, I've seen folks with this Throwline cube, sack, storage device, whatever you want to call it. It's not a cube. And this is from FTC. They call it their Matria sack. So one thing I'll say is I really like this design. I'm a big fan of where I've got two Throwline setups in one container kind of deal. So with the new Throwline from FTC, and Jake Riggs really sold me on this. Jake says he can throw 140 feet with this line. Not gonna lie, Dave can't throw 140 feet with this line. But this line did get me another 15 feet for sure of height. So it's gotten to me where 90 is all day long thing now with this particular throw line. So the big benefit of this style of setup is when this is inside and we go ahead and zip this back up, and this is crucial for this throw line. That's our storage position. It leaves some good gap, because what you don't want to do is utilize the FTC throw line. Not saying you can't do it, but if you put it in like your fall timer, your traditional square cubes, flake the line in there, fold that cube up, fold it into its little origami triangle, you're going to put some kinks in this throw line, and that's not something you want to do. It's going to negate all the benefits of this line. So if you look at this throw line, let me get this knot out, it's got some stiffness to it, and that's part of what makes it fly so good, part of what makes it come out of the canopy so good. It's effectively got a monofilament core. So they've got this darkened in here. The core is taken out to about right there. Right, so you can see that. That's where you're going to be tying your bag on, and then now we're back to where we have the monofilament core, and you can see why you don't want to get any big kinks built in. If you can throw one-handed, this is the throw line for you. I still prefer a granny toss. I guess it's because I'm spastic. I just don't do well one-handed. Part of it is I don't really practice it. But put a slip knot in there and you can really launch this thing. I am doing a cradle toss with it, but you just got to be mindful because of that stiffness, especially at lower heights. This may not come out all the way, just a little bit because of that rigidity in that line. Super slick, like I said, it's really easy to manipulate in the canopy, double bagging as such with this throw line. I'm very, very, very happy with it. And particularly if you're a competition climber, I would argue that you want to have one of these in your kit for really getting those high line sets, particularly if you're of the caliber that you can make it to the Masters. Dave doesn't have to worry about that. All right, so that's our throw line from FTC. They got a couple diameters. I think we're going to stick with the smaller diameter for now. If folks want the next size up, we can bring that on. And again, if you're going to utilize that throw line, you're much better off having a storage device like the Matriasac. So that's our stuff from FTC.